Hello, my name's Daniel Harris. I'm the founder of Kendraio. We're developing the Kendraio app, and it's an app to enable end users to create mini flows, mini apps, and store their data locally. And it's all about privacy and security and control, basically, over our technology. We're working with a lot of different collaborators in a lot of different sectors. This video, I want to show you about the music industry and specifically Bandsintown, who are enabling artists to publish gigs around the world. And we want to show you how we've integrated with Bandsintown and how we want to make Bandsintown even better for artists and bands. Bandsintown is a gig listing website where big bands, small bands can put their gigs, and fans obviously can search for artists and see where their gigs are. So I can search for Coldplay and find out when and where they're playing. And Coldplay have got some Wembley dates coming up. So this is me. A few years ago, I had a gig playing at my local pub, and I put it on Bandsintown just to see how it worked. And in order to be able to put my gig on Bandsintown, I had to have an artist profile. And so this is what it looks like when you log into your artist profile, and you can post gigs for your fans to see. And so that gig in the artist profile looks like this. And that's what I filled out. And what we're experimenting with is being able to admin Bandsintown from other apps. So Kendraio is another app that we're building, and I can admin Bandsintown from this app as well and post my gigs as an artist or a band into Bandsintown. And this is all the data for that gig. So let's go back a little bit. If you're an artist or a band and you want to publish your gigs on Bandsintown, you go to Bandsintown for Artists. And this is the screen. And you would claim your artist profile, and there's loads of instructions about how to do that. When you want to admin your gigs, you log into their system. And here's me logging in. And then once you're logged in, you can go to your events and you can look at past events. And this is draft events. And I've got an event in London at Ronnie Scott's. I don't have an event in London at Ronnie Scott's, but it's a draft event, so it's not real. We're just using it as a test, just so everyone knows, okay? Right. So let's dive in a little bit more into how this is all working. So Bandsintown have APIs that allow developers to build apps that are not just the Bandsintown website, and they allow these apps to integrate with the Bandsintown system. So Bandsintown have two APIs. One is a read-only API that allows apps to list and search through the gigs. And then the other API is a API that allows apps to write to the Bandsintown database. So this one specifically says the Bandsintown for Artists Partner Write API is a private API designed for platform owners that wish to empower their users to add, publish and edit and promote events on Bandsintown without leaving their system. So this allows artists and managers and record labels to post gigs to Bandsintown, not just via the website, via a specific app. And so we've integrated Kendraio with the Bandsintown API, and that's what I want to show you a bit more of now. So this is Kendraio app. It's a no-code, local-first environment. It's built using flows. So every screen that you see is actually a flow, and a flow is really a mini app. So when I refer to flows, I mean it kind of is like a mini app. And the whole idea behind Kendraio app is that the app runs locally on your own device, be it a mobile or be it a desktop or a laptop. And you are able to alter the app in real time. You're able to alter the flows in real time because they're all built using no code. And I'll show you a little bit more about that in a while. So first of all, I want to go back to Bandsintown and show you how we integrate with it and what we can do with it. So if I go to our Connect screen, we can log into Bandsintown much like we log into Bandsintown on the website. So if I connect there, and then if I go to our Flow Cloud, which is essentially our app store for flows, we do a search for Bandsintown, submit that, and we go to the start page, which is all the way down here. If I launch that, so now I can admin either existing events or add an event. So I'm going to look at existing events first, and then we'll go and add an event. So first of all, I select the artist that I'm logged in with, which is obviously Patient Pacifist, myself. This is a past and published, which is the one gig that I've done. And so if I want to view that, I can look at it here, and this is the same data that was displayed on the website. And it's not so easy to alter it now that it's in the past. So if we then go back here and I look for the fictional Ronnie Scott's gig that I'm going to be not doing, up and coming but draft, then we can see Ronnie Scott's here, over there, and I edit that, and here's the information about that. Now, let's go create a new event. Actually, no, before we do that, I want to just prove that this is actually working. So I'm going to change this a little bit. So let's do a little bit of a test here. Let's go back to the Bandsintown website and just check what's listed there. So if we go back to here and we look at the draft events, here's the Ronnie Scott one, and we're going to alter the description from our event here. So I've added "Are you sure?" and I then update the event. And if we go back to the gig here, I just need to refresh it, but that's what it looks like now. And if I refresh it, hopefully the description has been updated. And there you are, it's "Are you sure?" So basically that shows that we can edit the Bandsintown database from Kendraio app. And so now what I want to do is show you adding a new event completely. So let's go back to our start page, and in fact let's go back to the start page and let's add an event. So again, let's get the artist name, which is obviously going to be myself. Let's do a search for that. Wow, so many patients, and I'm not there. Let's see if that helps. There you go. It's only one patient pacifist. Right, so the event title, benefit. I hope I spelled this right. Gig for Kendraio. Let's do that. We need to raise some money because we're non-profit and open source. Select the venue. Well, I think, you know, we've got to follow in Coldplay's, if I can spell this right, Coldplay's footsteps. So let's search for Wembley. Let's go for the stadium, eh? We need to make sure this is a draft. Where's the status of it? Draft. I'm just going to do that right now. It's a draft, okay? This is not for real. Description. A big gig. Start date. Let's put it way in the future. 2026 12/01. That's good. And let's put a time of 20. Ending at okay, it's draft. It really is draft. Okay, let's add some really funky performers. I really want REM there. How about Coldplay? There they are. Line up. How about Green Day? Green Day. Which Green Day? Well, let's let's take a risk. Let's just say it's this Green Day. Okay, so let's really be careful that this is a draft. I think we're good to go. It's draft. It really is draft. And add event. Okay, so now let's go back to the drafts that were available in Bandsintown. So now if I refresh the drafts page here, we can see that we've got 2 gigs. And let's just check that the information came through correctly. So the benefit gig for Kendraio is there. So we've got the Wembley Stadium, benefit gig for Kendraio, and we've got the bands there. They don't know about it yet. And there's other information. So it's as simple as that, really. And now the really interesting thing is this. If I go back to Kendraio app, it's running locally. I can alter any screen. I can alter what I'm looking at. So if I want to change some part of this, I can do that in real time and update. Did you see that? Did you see it change? That's the whole point of Kendraio, is that I can update the apps as I'm using them. I update the flows as I'm using them. And I don't need to be a developer to create or update a flow. A lot of the motivation behind Kendraio app is to really empower end users to take control of their digital experience. It's kind of like if we could build apps as easily as we build spreadsheets and share them with each other and be able to edit them in real time as we're using them. That's the kind of environment we want to create. The implication for the music industry is huge. If we can admin all of our data on social media, gigs, rights organizations, PROs, CMOs, if we can do that all via an app that we have control of, then we can create up our own workflows and our own way of adminning the content on these different systems. We can also do things in bulk and do things automated because we can create our own routines locally to do this. And I want to give a few examples here of what we could do with the Bandsintown integration that we've created. There are other places that we can publish gigs to. So what happens if we had all of our gigs locally in our own database and we published them to Bandsintown and we published them to Songkick and other places and Facebook? Then we have reduced our admin massively down to pressing just one button, update. And if we want to change the gigs, then we update them locally and then do another update out to all of these service providers. That really makes our lives a lot easier. If you're a musician or a band or a record label that is pushing out gigs to Bandsintown or would like to do that, we'd love to work with you. Obviously, you can use the Bandsintown interface as it is. That's great. But if you're interested in more bulk-orientated or automated systems, then we'd love to work with you. Come and talk to us. This is our website. Sign up to our Slack channel. You'll find the link and links to our other social media down at the bottom. In Slack, we can talk about how we can get you on board. Sign up to a Bandsintown account and have that already. Claim your artist via that method and then come and talk to us. And we'd love to have you try out our system and also tailor it to your own needs. We are non-profit, we are open source, we are non-revenue seeking, so we don't charge for any of the work that we're doing, and we just want to have lots of collaborators in different spheres of different sectors of technology and different marketplaces, and try out the work that we're building. We'd love to have you involved in our project. We are creating this app to empower musicians, bands, record labels to do more with their data and make it easier to admin all these different systems all around the internet. We are able to create bespoke flows for you. If you want to do bulk operations or interesting things with the Bandsintown API in terms of writing to their database. We're non-profit, we're open source, so we don't charge anything. We survive on philanthropy and grants. And yeah, we're open to experimenting, basically. We want to prove that what we're doing is really useful for the music industry and for other sectors as well. And yeah, we really look forward to collaborating with you. And really, thanks for watching. And yeah, please do get involved.